You're dreaming and you don't even know it. They say ignorance is bliss, and most people cling to it like a warm blanket in a cold, uncaring world. But here's the truth, they never told you. You're not living life, you're watching a simulation of it. You're not free, you're domesticated. You're not awake, you're programmed. And The Matrix. That wasn't science fiction, it was a documentary. You laughed. You said, cool movie. Then you walked back into your own personal cage, blindfold on, hands tied, heart numb. Because waking up, that would mean facing the unbearable truth. You've been lied to your entire life. From the moment you were born, they wrapped you in a story. A world built on half-truths, marketing, tradition, and control, all sold to you as reality. But what if your version of reality is just the most popular illusion? What if the only thing that separates you from freedom is the courage to look at what's hiding behind the curtain? The Matrix isn't coming, it's here, and you're in it. The program is your life, and you're running it too. Wake up, you check your phone, you scroll, you drink coffee, you shower, you go to work or school, you follow rules, you perform, you smile, you suppress, you obey, day in, day out. You repeat this cycle, like clockwork. Like a code. You weren't born to live this way. But the program, The Matrix, taught you to normalize slavery as responsibility. They called it adulting, they called it making a living. But you're not making a living. You're surviving in a machine that feeds on your energy. This is what they never wanted. You too, figure out. You are the battery. Just like in the film, your thoughts, your labor, your time, your emotions, they're being harvested to fuel a system that keeps you tired, fearful, obedient, and quiet. The Matrix isn't metal, wires, and digital code. It's culture, it's status, it's media, it's your 9-to-5 job, it's your bank loan, it's your favorite influencer telling you to buy more garbage. It's every comforting lie dressed as wisdom. That's the invisible script that runs your life, and you don't even question it until now. You're not free, you're farmed freedom. A beautiful word, a fantasy. But tell me, if you're so free, why are you trading your time, the only thing that truly belongs to you, for scraps? Why are you waking up with anxiety? Why do you swallow silence when you want to scream? Why do you laugh at jokes you don't find funny? Why do you apologize for existing? Because you've been domesticated. The wild spirit inside you was beaten into submission by decades of programming. By parents who were programmed. By teachers who were trained. By media that hypnotized. By systems that reward compliance, not brilliance. They turned you into a polite, smiling prisoner. And the worst part, you're scared to leave the cage. You've convinced yourself the cage is safe. That it's just how life works. That anyone who questions it is crazy, delusional, or lost. But here's the real question. Who's more lost? The one who questions the system, or the one who blindly lives in it? School was your first simulation. Let's go back to where the programming really began. School. Not education. Not learning. Not growth. School. Rows of desks. Ringing bells. Repetition. Silence. Obedience. Punishment for questioning. Reward for memorizing. You were taught what to think, not how to think. You were rewarded for conformity, not creativity. Sit still, raise your hand, ask permission to use the bathroom, don't speak unless spoken to. Every rule was a rehearsal for the adult world, a preview of the Matrix, because once you graduated, the only thing that changed was the uniform. From school clothes to office suits, from report cards to performance reviews, from grades to paychecks. But the system remained, a system designed to make you a cog, not a creator. Comfort is the new chantha. Old Matrix was built with steel and iron. The new one, it's built with dopamine and distractions. Comfort is the weapon now. Convenience is the chain. Entertainment is the sedative. Why rebel when you've got Netflix? Why question when you've got TikTok? Why wake up when sleep is easier and more fun? They've hijacked your brain's pleasure system. They've made you addicted to scrolling, swiping, watching, buying, eating, and numbing. And every time you reach for the phone, you dive deeper into the simulation. You're not thinking, you're reacting, you're not choosing. You're following. Like a lab rat in a dopamine maze, chasing hits that never satisfy. Because if you're constantly entertained, you'll never stop to ask, wait, who benefits from my distraction? The architects of illusion. Every Matrix needs architects. Not machines, not robots. But people, powerful ones who understand one simple truth. Control the perception, and you control the population. They don't care if you're rich or poor, black or white, religious or atheist. They care about one thing. Can they predict your behavior? And they do. Because they built the walls you think are doors. They feed you opinions you call your own. They present false choices and let you argue over the colors while they own the whole damn painting. You think you're informed because you watch the news. The news is a script, written by those who need your fear, delivered by those who smile as they lie, sponsored by those who profit from your confusion. These architects are not gods, they're gamblers, and you are the bet. As long as you keep fighting each other, you'll never question who's holding the leash. The illusion of choice. Vote, pick a side. Red team or blue team. Progressive or conservative? Modern or traditional? Apple or Android? Coke or Pepsi? It all feels like freedom. But it's all the same system, different branding. They let you pick your flavor, but not your recipe. They let you decorate the cage, but not tear down the bars. This is the genius of the Matrix. It gives you the illusion of choice while funneling all paths into the same destination: submission. You think you're rebelling by tweeting your rage. They gave you the platform. They control the algorithm. They own the outrage. And while you scream into the void, they cash the check. The system doesn't care if you're woke. You woke up. You saw the trap. You started reading, watching, talking. You feel awakened, but here's the trap within the trap. The Matrix also has a spiritual version. They sell you mindfulness while draining your mind. They sell you healing retreats while never letting you heal the real wound, your lost identity. They sell you motivational gurus, manifestation, and self-help books that lead nowhere, because their version of awakening, it's sanitized, safe, profitable. They don't want you truly awakened. They want you slightly conscious, just enough to think you've escaped, while still being plugged in. Because a rebel who thinks he's free is even easier to control. Neo was you before you gave up. Remember when Neo touched that mirror, when it crawled up his arm and consumed him? That was the moment he crossed over from illusion to reality. You had a moment like that too. Maybe it was late at night when you stared at the ceiling, questioning everything. Maybe it was when you lost everything you thought mattered, and something inside you cracked open. Maybe it was when you looked around and asked, is this it? Is this what I was born for? That was your red pill. But unlike Neo, you didn't go all the way. You went back to comfort, back to scrolling, back to sleep. You told yourself it was just a phase. But that phase was a signal, a message from the part of you that still remembers the truth. You were born to break this system. Everything you fear was designed: fear of being broke, fear of being alone, fear of speaking out, fear of being wrong, fear of being different. Where do you think that came from? You weren't born afraid. You were taught to fear by people who profit from your obedience. Every fear you carry is a leash. And every leash has a hand on the other end. They trained you to associate truth with danger, to associate freedom with recklessness, to associate real thinking with madness. But the real madness is living a life that never felt like yours. The exit is through pain. No one escapes the Matrix in comfort. There is no soft path to awakening. Why? Because truth hurts. It shatters identities. It severs attachments. It forces you to walk away from the very lies that made you feel safe. Most people don't want truth. They want relief. They want to feel good, not be free. But freedom doesn't always feel good. It's terrifying. It's lonely. It's disorienting. Because when you finally open your eyes, you realize how many people you loved are still asleep, and you can't wake them all. But you must wake yourself. Asterisk. The exit is through pain. No one escapes the Matrix in comfort. There is no soft path to awakening. Why? Because truth hurts. It shatters identities. It severs attachments. It forces you to walk away from the very lies that made you feel safe. Most people don't want truth. They want relief. They want to feel good, not be free. But freedom doesn't always feel good. It's terrifying. It's lonely. It's disorienting. Because when you finally open your eyes, you realize how many people you loved are still asleep, and you can't wake them all. But you must wake yourself. You were born unplugged before they branded you with a name. Before they told you who you were, before they trained you to obey, smile, follow, and shrink. You were wild. You were unchained. You were free. There's a part of you buried beneath the noise that still remembers, that still knows. You can feel it when you're alone, when the world gets quiet, when you stare into the mirror and ask, who am I, really? The system fears that part of you, because it can't be marketed to, it can't be bought, it can't be manipulated. It is the real you, unapologetic, uncontrolled, unplugged. What if you're the glitch? You've always felt a little off, like something doesn't quite add up, like you're watching a game you didn't sign up to play. That's not dysfunction, that's awakening. The glitch in the Matrix isn't an error, it's your mind trying to reboot. That discomfort you feel around fake conversations, that exhaustion from pretending to be normal, that rage when you see injustice called progress. It's not you breaking down, it's the simulation breaking apart. You're not crazy, you're conscious. And the moment you stop pretending, the Matrix loses its grip. The real revolution is inner rebellion. They want you marching, rioting, screaming, because then they can label you, control you, silence you. But the real rebellion isn't loud, it's quiet, it's internal. It's when you say, I will no longer live on autopilot. It's choosing awareness over distraction, sovereignty over security, truth over comfort, and purpose over popularity. That's the revolution that terrifies the system, because they can't stop it, they can't censor it, they can't monetize it, they can only hope you never find it. The blueprint was hidden in plain sight. The Matrix wasn't just a film, it was a coded confession, a map, but only for those who could decode it. The red pill wasn't a symbol of rebellion, it was a metaphor for unbearable truth. The kind that once seen you can't unsee. Morpheus said, you have to see it for yourself. And that's the part they'll never show you. Because seeing isn't with your eyes, it's with your soul, with your instincts, with that ancient signal inside you that whispers, this world is not real. Every time you feel that tug in your chest, that knowing that you were made for more, that's not your imagination. That's your code waking up. The matrix lives in your minowires. No metal, no liquid pods. The real matrix is psychological. The voice in your head that says, don't try, be realistic, stay safe, fit in, you'll never make it. That voice is not yours. It's the voice of every fear-based system that raised you. Every limitation you inherited, every label you were given, every lie you swallowed. And once you recognize it, you can reject it. You can start rewriting the script, deleting the virus, reclaiming the original software, your truth. Most people will never wake up, and that's okay. Here's the hardest pill to swallow. You can't wake them all. Some will cling to their chains like lifelines. Some will defend the system with religious devotion. Some will laugh at you, mock you, call you insane. Let them, their laughter is the sound of fear. Their mockery is the echo of their own doubt. Your job is not to convert them. Your job is to live free so loudly, they begin to question their silence. You don't need everyone to awaken. You just need enough. Because one awakened soul can inspire 1,000 more. You were never meant to be tamed. You were not born for a cubicle. You were not created to obey. You were not built to survive in silence. You are a revolution disguised as a person. You are lightning trapped in a cage of politeness, fire dimmed by fear. Greatness buried under expectations and the matrix. It fears you. Because if you ever fully woke up, truly saw how deep the lie goes, you would become unstoppable. They can't control a mind on fire. They can't own a soul that remembers its power. They can't sedate a spirit that chooses truth over illusion. Burn the script, build the new world. This is your moment, not tomorrow, not someday. Now. Burn the false script they handed. You shred the labels, kill the fear, delete the program, then write your own code, create your own values, speak your unfiltered truth, live like freedom is oxygen, and let your life become a glitch in their system. Let it be loud, let it be messy, let it be real, because the world doesn't need more polite slaves. It needs dangerous, beautiful minds, unchained and unafraid. The Matrix can't survive. The awakened hears the truth. They'll never broadcast. The Matrix only works if you agree to stay asleep. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you weaken it. Every time you speak the unspeakable, you corrupt its code. Every time you say no to what drains you, you pull the plug. You are the virus it fears. You are the anomaly. You are the prophecy. Not because you're chosen, but because you finally chose yourself. Final transmission. This message will self-destruct, not because it has to, but because after this moment, you'll never be the same. You can try to forget what you read. You can scroll away, plug back in, and go back to pretending. But that itch, that crack in the simulation, that knowing in your chest, it won't leave you. Because now, you've seen it. And once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. So go ahead. Unplug. Rebel build. The Matrix isn't real. But you are, and that, my friend, is their greatest fear. Asterisk.